Good evening. Since Halloween is upon us, I wanted to offer my IR special. Have a running back you think will deliver you a championship? Think again. Just ask CMC, Hunt, and Barkley. Tight end and wide receiver, we want you to. Come join Landry, Fuller, Judy, and Kittle. We haven't forgot about the quarterbacks. Russell Wilson joined us. And we are waiting for Dak. So, come and see the fantasy football Grim Reaper and change your fate.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 8 of About That Podcast. I'm your host Neil Blakemore. With me, as always, is our lovely co-host here. He's upgraded his face here for the Halloween week. We have Mr. Luis Cruz, and a special guest today is the guru himself, Mr. Team Cassow in the building. Guys, how we doing today?
We are doing well. Very good. I'm so happy that Cassow is here with us. And we're gonna do a little bit of a different episode this week. To begin, what we'll do is we'll just share the standings. We're not gonna share the scores of the week because we're gonna do a little bit of a dive deep into teams this week instead of just talking about scores. But we want to know first where the standings are. So let's do that really quick. The standings are as follows. You have Team Haitian Killer in the number 1 position with 6 wins and 1 loss. Tard Nation with 5 wins and 2 losses. You have Metropolis Sharks with 4 wins and 3 losses. Same for Hialeah Mafia, The Brewery, and Brady Sponge and Funsies, all of them 4 wins, 3 losses. Then you have Team Cassow with 3 wins and 4 losses. Then you have Mata Italia, Above Average Titkas, Lucha Maniacs, and Canadian Tiger, all of them with 2 wins and 5 losses. So that's how we're standing are in the middle of the season, I would say. So what do we think, boys?
Andy, what do you think? I'll let you get the first honors there.
I'm chasing the playoffs. I'm all alone in 8th place. I am well below the total of everybody else in points allowed. And I have the fewest points scored. But I'm still going to make the playoffs.
That's the spirit. Yeah, you do have that title of lowest points scored. You haven't even broken the 700 mark, so
that's impressive, actually. That to get 3 wins and not have 700 points.
Yeah, well
it's
done.
Always good to be lucky.
Yeah. Except when you do the draft there, Cassow, you did not get lucky.
No, I did not get lucky. I've got a lot of guys injured and on IR, but I imagine everybody does.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Let's start off with Team Cassow's deep dive of his team, if we would here. So I'm going to bring up Cruz, and you tell me what you think. I'm going to say Cruz or Cassow's. You're really kind of hurting on your lineup, if you will. Just the running backs through wide receivers are a bit suspect for you there. It's
Saquon Barkley and then Miles Sanders, who the coach doesn't want to, have a running game. He wants to turn it over to Jalen Hurts. So my running backs are problematic.
Yeah, I think it was a good move, at least picking up Koo as your kicker. That Sanders, they cannot get into the scoring zone there. So
he's probably the best kick. Well, every time they get him in there, they go for it on 4th down instead of just kicking the field goal. So
yeah.
Well, the highlights of your team, Andy, I think, of course, is Aaron Rodgers. And then I think you did a good job as well of picking up Mike Gesicki from
he's been nice
from the Dolphins. He has been playing better, I think. So if Tua keeps playing how he's doing right now, Gesicki and maybe Waddle should be helping you get some more W's.
I'm hoping so, because Devontae Parker looks like he may never play again. I mean, he just likes that injured designation.
I think that's even going to help you though, Andy, because you got Waddle, who's going to be the main guy that's just going to take targets from him. And I think since you got Ridley back as well, I think
Yeah,
that's
that's a
gonna
big help.
That's going to help your wide receivers. And if you get Saquon back, you'll be you'll be looking solid at least to try to make the playoffs there. So
So
it's not that grim.
yeah, so continue with the other teams. We could sort of package the bottom teams a little bit together. You have Mate Italia, you have above average Ditkas, Canadian Tiger, and then myself. All of us with 2 wins and 5 losses. Canadian Tiger being all the way in the bottom just because of the points score so far. He's also
Can I just add an interjection? I think I've lost to every team that's below me in the standings.
Wow.
have we played each other? I'm pretty sure I did. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think.
Oh
you
yeah,
did,
yeah, I did. I think that was my first win, Andy. So
Yeah, thanks a lot.
yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
it's like Cass House just throwing out gimmies for everybody, huh?
Yeah, he's a nice
And-
guy. If he sees somebody just below him, he just lets them win, makes them
That's
feel
That's
better.
right. And Dick Hutt, and I'm not sure about Steve. I can't remember that game, but
Well, yeah, I mean the bottom tier, like you say, I out of those tiers that you mentioned there, Cruz, I will stick with my conviction on my first contender, which is above average Dickas. The man put up over 160 last week. He's had some really big numbers.
171.
Yeah, and he's only got 2 wins, right? But it's just he's had some bad matchups, but he has Burrow who's looking like a stud. He's got Cook back in. His wide receivers are nice. Mixon as the number 2
Jameer
running back.
Chase. I mean, come on, that guy's on fire at the moment.
Well, that's the thing. He's got that combo deal, right? So I'm playing him this week. Actually, we kick off the Thursday night games here in a bit. So we'll see if I have a chance against him. He's got a losing record, but I'm worried about the guy.
Yeah, and then when you look at Monica, I mean, she has Jonathan Taylor, Hopkins, and Prescott, I think, are her main weapons. But then after that, it starts getting a little bit iffy, I would say. And then she doesn't really have anybody on her bench, maybe someone like that is about to come back or something like that. So I don't know how, if she doesn't make any moves, I don't know how far she's going to go this season.
Yeah.
Um,
And let's go to yours, actually. Casa, what do you think with if you take a look at Cruz's team, the Luchos there? He did the upgrade on his quarterback. I like Stafford. They like to throw that ball around. Elliott's coming on strong. Jefferson and Woods are really good wide receivers. And he's getting lucky since your guy Saquon's out. He's got Booker in his flex. So
yeah, I had him and I dropped him.
of course you want to give to the little guy. Right? We know how you work.
Well, also, I just was desperate to get somebody who could score some points. And that was right after, Saquon had 29 points against New Orleans. And I figured, okay, we're off and running.
Absolutely.
so when you look at my team, I think my team suffers for kind of like the sunken fallacy, when you sunk in too much of money or time in something and you don't want to let go. I think that's what's happening with me with Lockett and Mike Davis. Like I paid so much for these guys to draft them, but now they're not producing, especially Mike Davis. I mean, Lockett, you could say maybe when Ross comes back, maybe he goes back to scoring, but Mike Davis is just awful. Unless Cordell Patterson gets injured, that guy is just worthless at this point.
Pretty much. They found a little gem in Cordell Patterson over there, so it's hard to get
sure
Mike
have.
Davis in the mix. Yeah. But I think hold strong with your team, man. I see you've demoted Tyler Lockett to your bench. And I think we have a prize for bench week, which we'll get into. I think it's this week or the following week, but we'll get into that.
I think I'll have to check while we're doing this podcast. I'll check, but I think
you check it out for us. Let's move on to some of the mid-tier teams, which you got the Funsies, Brady's Bunch, the Brewery, Hialeah Mafia, and then the Sharks, kind of all with those 4 wins in the middle of the pack. So, Casa, what do you think of the Funsies team? If you look at her team, she's got Herbert, which has been a good quarterback, and the combo with Eckler, and I do like her Najee Harris running back as well. He's coming on strong.
Eckler is having a great year. So
yeah.
And then CD Lamb at the wide receiver. I see they're playing Myles Gaskin at the flex, and you never know what you're going to get with the Miami running game.
Yeah, I played Myles Gasket one game like maybe 3 weeks ago before I dropped him, and he got me a total of 2 points. They just decided not to give it to him, and then the next week I think he went off for 26, or the week before. So, like you said, you never know with that guy.
So another of the teams in that mid tier, it's the Brady Bunch, which I think is a little bit funny. The fact that he drafted the #1 quarterback, and yet he also went and got Deshaun Watson just in case, which I think speaks a little bit of
I saw that.
Which I think speaks a little bit of the troubles that Kansas City has been having this season so far.
Oh yeah, well, that's real world football, sir.
Yeah, but the thing about the Brady's bunch is he has some injuries that I think if these people come back, like Antonio Brown, Christian, Clyde Edwards, and even now that I had to drop Devonta Parker to pick up somebody this past week because everybody was on a bye week apparently last week, and he jumped on Devonta Parker. So I think if depending of what happens with Deshaun Watson, if he ends up in Miami, all of a sudden all those wide receivers could get upgraded right away.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, that's a real interesting thing because I can't even imagine him ending up in Miami. But hey, I know Neil loves him. But
I do. I've told you about Miami. I would give up 8 draft picks for Deshaun Watson. Just get your quarterback.
Well, truthfully, it's actually not a bad idea because the general manager has failed almost all the way down on most of his draft picks. So
there you
go. That's a good point.
Yeah, but we can get into my Kansas City Chiefs struggles, and Andy Above Average Dick has reached out to me, and he said that he was watching one of the talking heads on ESPN that says the headline was, "Is Pat Mahomes hurting the Chiefs?" Come on. I mean, now we're all out on Patrick Mahomes after 1 or 2 bad games. And
what's hurting the Chiefs is their offensive line.
Yeah, they're all brand new. They're all brand new. We'll get into that another day. But yeah, the Brady Bunch could be scary once he gets everybody back. I'll let you guys hatch it out over my team if you want to pull it up. I'm playing Daniel Jones this week because Lamar Jackson's on a bye. But again, with Lamar Jackson, he'll get you 40 and then he'll get you 12. Like
Ricardo's not here, so I'll speak for him and say your team trash.
It's trash. Thank you. It is trash. It is trash. It is trash. Big shout out to Ricardo and Mafia. I think the Mafia is better over here, and try to change my mind. I got the sign behind me, so we'll get into that in a second.
But no, I mean Daniel Jones has had some good games this season, and then you have Aaron
filler.
And then you have Aaron Jones. I think that we'll see what he does tonight, but he has the ability to give you crazy numbers, but they have not been using him that well.
Well, they're going to have to use him tonight.
Yeah. And then I do like Damian Harris. I think he's starting to be used more, and Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen are also, I think, good players. Beyond that, I think, there's nothing much else to highlight.
Can I make a comment on Damian Harris?
Yeah,
please.
With New England, you just never know who's going to show up each week. It's almost impossible to play anybody from New England.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with that said, I've had some injuries too. My number 2 running back, Carson, I don't know if he's going to play football again this year. He's out. My tight end, Logan Thomas, who wasn't performing well, but he's still a factor. He's out. And Kareem Hunt's out. These are all 3 starters for me. So my tight end position's really hurting. I've just been getting lucky that I've had a touchdown here and there from my tight end fillers. I will say, though, you skipped over Pittman Jr.
He's having a good year.
He's been one of my best wide receivers because Diggs and Thielen, Diggs especially isn't being the Diggs of last year. So he's at least helped me out. And so we'll see. I think I can go on a run, but I think I'm in the right spot around the mediocre teams, if I say so myself. But my team ain't trash, Ricardo.
What about Hialeah Mafia? Hialeah Mafia has been doing a little bit of what Trump used to do, where he puts it on the chat and says, people are talking about my team. My team is the best team because people are talking about my team.
Get it out in the universe.
Yeah, exactly. He believes that if he keeps saying that enough, the people are gonna start saying that he has a good team. So, is that true? Does he have a good team?
Yeah, I think he has a good team. I mean, you look at Kyler Murray and Kamara, Darrell Henderson, Deontay Johnson having a good year. Zach Ertz, they just picked up, another one of my drops. And James Robinson. So yeah, he's got some point producers there.
He does. I actually dropped Ertz as well, and it was actually one of my rookie mistakes. I dropped him thinking that he couldn't play it 1 week because he got traded, and I needed a tight end, so I dropped him, and then he would have been at least a tight end for me, and I messed up on that. But yeah, I think his team looks really strong. But if Jesse does listen to us, I'm going to give him some advice. He does this every year. He has one guy at least that's out, right? And he never puts them on IR. And he could put them on IR and pick up another guy to use. I think a few of us use that strategy. Jesse's been in the league long enough to know this, but it doesn't seem like he grasps that concept. He might not need to, right? He's got a stronger team than me, but that's free advice.
Good advice.
So then we can move on to the Sharks. Now the Sharks, I think, Brady. I mean, that's it. Brady and it has been incredible, and he has Mike Evans and Gronkowski, which I don't know if it looks like he's coming back this week, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, he's healthy right now. Yeah.
And then Nick Chubb and Tyreek Hill.
The guy's playing 2 tight ends this week, and they're 2 solid tight ends. And he's got 3 tight ends, and I have 0. So
yeah. Now,
Sharks, let's do trade.
I got to tell you that I have 2 extra tight ends on my team, and I'm looking at playing Seals as my flex this week. So you just never know. Normally you would say,
but you sure don't. You sure don't, buddy.
Can we has anybody tried trading matchups instead of players? Because
there you go. Let me play. Let me play somebody else.
Yeah, can I play Casa again?
Hey, I'm the commish, so let's do it, right? Let's do it. Oh shit, yeah, but no, he started off hot. Remember, the Sharks was the team to beat. Then
he killed me the first week.
Yeah, he's killed a lot of people. But he has that solid team too, and I think with Evans, he's got Shepard. Once he gets healthy again, he's really solid. So he could be dangerous. He's got Jacobs on the bench this week, but solid team. Now let's jump into the cream of the crop, man. We got the 2 on top. We'll save the number 1 spot for last. So let's talk about Mr. Tarnation and, dare I say it, the new villain of the league.
He's been trying. Ricardo has been very quiet. He's trying to just be quiet and then talk after.
After. So, I don't like that anymore. I like the old.
No,
Ricardo,
I told them he has to show up before and after.
Tarnation has the most activity on the waiver wire. He's made 32 transactions. That's almost double.
Look at that. That is a lot.
Wow, is that right? Look at that. He does move it around. I know Tarnation Rob, he does play the matchup game for defenses. That's one of his strategies, which is a great strategy. So he's able to get these defenses playing some bums. So if you want to try to pick up a waiver or a flyer defense, you're gonna have to fight Rob for them.
And I think the advantage for Rob at the moment is also that going back to we have 6 teams that can make the playoffs this season, and he already has 5 wins. So that affords him the ability to even lose a couple of games, because when I look at his team, there are, players that are meant to come back for him. I mean, Devontae Adams this week, it's on COVID protocol, but then you have Wilson Russell Wilson that he's missing. And then, Michael Thomas, I don't know if he's gonna be something. But I mean, when you have that advantage of, having enough games won already that you can make the playoffs. I mean, Devontae Adams can end up winning. Michael Thomas can end up winning you at least one playoff game if he comes back and he's great.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But also, I think he's gotten lucky. I think you featured him in the Pretender.
Yeah,
we did our segment, and he still could be that way, but he's gotten lucky from his running backs, man. That he went heavy wide receivers on the draft, and he's like, let me pick up Swift. Swift has been a godsend in this league. He's done very well, a lot better than people projected him. So him able to get Swift in like the 3rd or 4th round really helped his chances.
Yeah, and then talk about luck. DK Metcalf last week. I needed that from Lockett.
Yards.
I needed that for Lockett, and
then you're good.
And I was good, but no, he gets that like crazy.
Yeah.
So now now we have to talk about the team that has 6 wins and 1 loss, and according to the standings of ESPN, has 100% chance of making the playoffs. Which I guess, does that mean that if he loses every game from now, he still makes the playoffs? Is that what that means? I guess
that's what 100% means to me, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know what they factor in. If 6 wins will get you in the playoffs, is what they're saying?
I guess I'm not very good at math, so
yeah, we'd have to do some kind of breakdown. But I don't think he's just going to win 6 games. The guy's team is solid. The true villain of our league has probably the best team. We're not going to lie here. Josh Allen's a beast. Derrick Henry is just he's a train. He's unstoppable, this guy. I don't know why we just don't pick him number 1 every year. And it falls in his lap at, in the 4th spot. Then Cooper Kupp, man. I think I had a chance to get Kupp. You had a chance to get Kupp.
Everybody.
I literally was debating Kupp or Thielen. Let me go Thielen because he's going to have a break.
Yeah, no, everyone,
I give him
like
that.
a whole bunch of
Mike
us.
Williams. Yeah, and then Mike Williams, the guy gets like a sleeper. So he did a very, very well draft that really got that foundation for his team.
Yeah. I told him we as you know, we worked together and we were talking, and he was asking, why is my team so good? Why is my team so good? And I told him, I was like, listen, God is a very, it's a very smart entity. He tries to make everything balanced. And I told him, you are so ugly that he had to give you so much luck to balance your life. So you just got lucky.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
He laughed at that. Yeah, so
well, it's true.
Did you notice he picked up Mark Ingram?
Oh, he did.
Well, I shouldn't say he picked him up, because it still shows him with Houston. But of course, he just got traded to New Orleans.
Oh, he's back to New Orleans. I did not know that.
Well, yeah, that's Kamara's.
Yeah, that's Kamara's, unless Kamara gets hurt, right?
Yeah.
So I think that being said, I will give the nod. The Haitian Killer got the best team, and I know we have the debate always, or Jesse wants to make the debate that he has the best team. But I think even though my sign says Jesse has the best team, this is just for fun. We kind of know the cream of the crops, I think, right now. But you never know. There's injuries. People can get cold. People can get hot.
Yeah. So
six teams go in the playoffs. Everybody still got a shot.
Yeah, I think so. And this week, Halloween week. So happy Halloween to everyone. It's about to start, I think, in a couple of minutes, the week already. So I'm going to watch that game. And this week, the prize goes to the team that has the most defensive points. So if your defense goes out this week, you're getting the price of $20. Yeah.
Perfect. So highest defense wins.
Yep, that's it.
All right. That's a great week. Cassel, thank you for joining us on the chat this week, man. Hey. Great insights.
Thanks for having me. Y'all better watch out for me.
We will.
We always do.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, give your input as kind of a guru of
God almighty, it keeps going. Every time I touch something, it's going off. I'm just trying to get the camera squared away.